Hey there, Sharks. I wanted to have a quick conversation with you as you are engaging in your research project about abolitionists, about finding really reputable sources for this research. Reputable sources, ones that we can trust that they will have good information that we can really rely on. So, just really quickly, if you are using an online source, like some kind of an article you found on a website, or maybe even a video that you have found on YouTube, or even if you're using a printed book that you found in the library, you still need to be really critical of that source. Critical means you need to really think to yourself, is this the best source for me to use? So I've got 5 questions here on the screen. You don't need to memorize these or anything, but they're good to just have in the back of your mind as you are looking for sources. The first question here is, who is the author of that source? Are they experts in that material? Are they historians? Are they, if you could, of course, it'd be great to have a primary source, a person who was really there to witness a historical event themselves. Because of the time frame that we are dealing with from the 1800s, probably we're dealing with not primary sources, but still, it's good to ask, are the people who wrote this experts in that content area? The next question you should ask yourself is, what is the purpose of this information source? Is this article here because it's trying to just inform me? That would be the best. Or is this article maybe trying to manipulate my thinking? Is it biased? Is this website trying to sell me something or convince me of something? Those would be not as credible sources to be using. What is the purpose? The third question, this is good for general research. It's a little bit tricky for your topic now, is when did this source originate? When has it last been updated? When you're dealing with historical information, then it's less important that the source be uber current. But you still should ask, have we learned anything new since this source has been published? Just because the events took place 150, 200 years ago doesn't mean that we're not still possibly finding new information today. Because of archaeological information that they might have found or other sources of information that now corroborate or disagree with the original source material. So just kind of ask yourself, is it current? Is it updated? Is it written in the right time frame to be valid information for what I'm learning about now? The fourth question is, where can I go to verify that information? Basically, if you find a source that says Harriet Tubman lived to be 200 years old, that should set off little warning bells in your mind. Really? She lived to be 200 years old? Can I find another source that backs that thing up? If multiple other sources disagree and say that she died at the age of, I actually don't know, maybe in her 80s, those other sources that agree with each other are probably the more reputable ones to use, rather than the one source that has outlandish information. And then your final question to ask yourself for today is, why would you use one source of information instead of another one? Why would you use Wikipedia instead of something that you might have found on a research database? Or why would you use a blog that somebody wrote about this topic over a library book that was vetted and published by a reputable publisher? Just some things to keep in the back of your mind. So because I love you so much, I have already found a couple sources that I think would be really reputable for you to use for this project. I'm going to go over them briefly, and then you can spend your own time exploring them for as much time as it might take you. So the first one is one of our UDLibSearch databases. The University of Delaware's library databases are really great sources to use for research projects. The information on them has been vetted and checked, written by experts, and a lot of it is very current. The second source I'm going to show you is also a UDLibSearch database, 2 different databases that are both biographies, really. So let's go ahead and look at those. When you just Google UDLibSearch, you should it should be the top link, but you always want to make sure for right now that you are using these middle school databases for now. When you scroll down past these general databases, which we could use, there is a special section here under subject-specific databases just for biographies. And since we are looking for biographical information about specific people, I do think that this is a good section to live in for now. So the first one I'm going to have you click is this in context biography. When you click on that, you're going to see a screen that looks like this. And right here in this top box, you can just go ahead and type the name of the person that you have chosen for this project. So if I were to type Harriet Tubman and hit go, A couple things you need to know is there is a little blurb at the very top that describes who she is with some quick facts. This is actually an article though, and if you choose to take information from this blurb, you're going to need to be able to cite it. So my advice is to click the blue box where it says read more. That takes you to the full article where you can read all about her. And at the top, you have this quotation marks button that says cite. This is how you would cite information from that blurb. When you click it, you have the option to take this MLA citation already made and formatted for you. Now, if I go back to our original screen, you'll notice that underneath are a whole bunch of other options, other articles about her from different sources, maybe specific information about her home in Maryland, etc., etc. All of these are things you could potentially use as well. UDLibSearch does have cool stuff like videos and pictures as well. So that's kind of how you navigate this first one here, which is in context biography. Now, back from the UDLibSearch database screen, there is a second option here. It's this Britannica Online Middle School Biographies. When you click that link, then your home screen looks like this. And again, you could just search for a person straight up here in this yellow search box. Or something helpful to know is down here you've got some filter boxes. One of them is what that person might be known for. And if you start typing abolition or abolitionism, this option will pop up here for abolitionism. So when you click that, you'll see possibly a whole list of interesting people. And this might be a good option if you haven't quite decided who you would like to choose yet. You could read overviews of several famous people here who are abolitionists in the US. For example, Frederick Douglass. When you click on his name, then just like the previous database, there's information here at the top all about him. And these tabs will help you navigate the article, images and videos, and other related sources. Again, everything in these databases is totally citable. The citations are made for you. So, two things to keep in mind. Make sure you're choosing reputable sources. Start, if you can, maybe with UDLibSearch. I'm going to show you one other third option just for the sake of time. I'm not going to go there, but it is biography.com. Biography.com is another source that we use sometimes to learn about famous people. And I've got a library cart of some books that you can use if you would like that instead. You can also go into ClassLink, open up Sora, and search for ebooks on this same topic. Happy searching, and good luck.